Indeed. Welcome back to the TNA, the Hit in the Turnbuckle podcast. We're just a few days away from TNA's biggest pay-per-view, perhaps in company history. And my guest at this time believes that she's also bound for glory and is just about to end the reign, well, probably one of the most impressive reigns in Knockout's history of Jordynne Grace, and that is Masha Slamovich. Welcome to the show, Masha.
Thank you for having me, Zoe Adam.
No problem at all. Bound for Glory, TNA Plus app this coming Saturday. Masha, how is it now a few days before the big show? What's going through the mind? How's the excitement levels as we approach this massive pay-per-view?
Oh, the excitement levels are absolutely through the roof. I have been focused on this pay-per-view and preparing for weeks. And right now, we're in the final few days, the last final push. I've got 500 million things to do to prepare for this weekend. And I'm ready to attack all of them. And I'm ready to get to Detroit. And I'm excited for the show and to put on the match of a lifetime.
Indeed, it should be a great match. Obviously, accustomed to Jordynne Grace as well. 2 years ago, Bound for Glory, coming up a little short in the last one. It took a massive juggernaut driver. I remember TNA replaying the footage a couple of weeks ago. You've had a couple of matches since. What is different about this time and is going to make you get the win over Jordan on this occasion?
You know, like you said, it's been 2 years since we faced each other last time in the Bound for Glory match, and she has grown as a wrestler and a person, and so have I. So I'm ready to bring the new and improved version of myself and to test my limits because there's simply nothing that I will stop at, and there's nothing that's going to stop me from leaving the ring with that title this time.
Interesting. And as I said, the last few weeks on TNA, we've seen the target list, so to speak, that you crossed off. And there was Jordynne Grace to see the image of herself. Is that something that you've been planning for some time then, Masha?
I absolutely think so. Even if I had for a period of time stepped away from the main title picture, I had always kept my eye on Jordan. Even when I was in the tag division winning other titles, I think that that time has passed and now it's time to get serious and focus on what was the goal all along, and it's the goal that she's been holding.
Indeed, and she's taken it everywhere as it comes, obviously over to NXT and over to the WWE. Is that something that if you were to win the championship, would you do that as well? Go over there and test yourself against some of the NXT guys and girls, obviously.
I certainly hope that that will be what happens. And if and when I win this title, I definitely plan to take it to as many places as possible, defend it as many places as I can. And I really want to set a whole new bar for this title. Like you said, Jordan's done a fantastic job of taking this title around the world, around different companies, and giving it a new name. And I only hope that I can continue to elevate the title, the division, and the company along with myself.
Indeed, and you mentioned about elevating the division. I think the division has been massively elevated this year. If you look at the names that have come in, I mean, Ash by Elegance has come in, and she is kind of like so grown because of. I mentioned this before to a couple of the previous guests that we've had on from TNA, and it's like the development in character and the TV time, and you can really see her just blossoming into this character that perhaps we never saw before because she never got those opportunities. Add on to that Heather Reckless, obviously the new signing that coming in. The Knockouts division is just growing and growing and growing and growing. And I think like, is it now probably the most one of the most competitive Knockouts divisions that TNA have had?
I certainly think so. And Ash by Elegance and Heather Reckless are definitely two of the knockouts that I look forward to getting in the ring with. They haven't got to find out exactly what I'm about, and they're in for a shock whenever that does happen.
Well, it may happen very soon. Who knows? But just going back to the roster now, and mentioned it before about potentially this being the biggest pay-per-view in TNA history. It just feels that way. I don't know this as a fan and watching it week in, week out and seeing some of these incredible matches that I've been watching, even on Impact. I mean, we had one quite recently. We've got one this week that I'm going to go through. Does it feel bigger than the one 2 years ago, for argument's sake?
I really do think so, and it's not just because of myself and Jordan's matchup. I think that across the board, all of the matches that we've got set for Bound for Glory are gonna be hard hitting. I think they're gonna be fast, exciting, fun, and I really think this pay-per-view is gonna kick ass from start to finish.
I absolutely agree. I can't wait to watch it myself. One of the people that come, one of the teams that have come in back in recently, and you mentioned the tag division, you was a part of, well, you were kind of part of the system for a while, but the Hardys are back. Well, yeah, as I say, kind of. The Hardys are back in TNA and have been for some time. Obviously, they're going against the system and Bullet Club ABC and Full Metal Mayhem, which would literally just be, as it says on the tin, Full Metal Mayhem. But just having the people like Matt and Jeff back and people like Nick Nemeth coming in, how important have they been to that kind of to the growing ascension of TNA to have that experience there to perhaps even help and nurture some of the younger talent that has come through as well?
I think that you said it correctly there. I think the experience and just like the vibe and the knowledge that they bring to the locker room is motivating everyone to push themselves, to learn, to grow. And I just think that TNA has really been on fire and everyone's been bringing out the best version of themselves. I'd say within the last year, if not longer, everyone's really been firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, exactly. We mentioned it on the show last couple of years. It's kind of like gone about its business. And I said it the other actually said it yesterday. I think it was to Eric Young. We were just talking off air that I was meeting Eric Young. Ryan was saying, I said it feels like now it's doing quote unquote money work, TNA. It's really flew and it's now sort of at a stage where, and the TNA Plus app is a great example of that because of the reach that it can get for people that now maybe don't necessarily have the certain channels that TNA's on, like AXS TV, or even over here, AYOZAT TV in the UK, although that's moving to like a free net, free view TV now. So that will grow the outreach. But the TNA Plus app has been a massive importance for, say, myself as a podcaster to be able to watch it regularly, watch it live if I can do, and then to be able to go through and sort of review it the next day. Is that key to the success of TNA as well? The fact that we've got this app now that people can just download and watch and subscribe to.
I think the TNA Plus app is a fantastic tool that we really have put a lot of work in revamping and utilizing lately. Like you said, it's extremely easy to download it. Everything is accessible. You can watch current things. You can stay up to date on everything going on the road for Bound for Glory. But you can also use the app to go back in history and watch incredible matches from past Bound for Glories, from the last decade. I mean, there's just an endless amount of wrestling that you can watch in the TNA Plus app. It's right at the tip of your fingers, very reasonably priced, and I think that it's definitely been a major key to our success lately and our growth.
It is, and obviously going forward as well, it's always massive. You've seen how streaming things have gone on now, and how everyone seems to be using it. But it is great for reach as well. As we've mentioned, anyone can download it, and we would advise you to do so, please, and get subscribing, especially as this weekend's coming up. Obviously, we've mentioned Bound for Glory. You mentioned they're going back through the years and the archives. Is there any former knockout back from decades ago that you would like to have mixed it up with in TNA, or hey, maybe bring them in to mix out with once, as you say, you win the championship this coming Saturday?
I mean, there's definitely knockouts that I want to mix it up with. I'm just gonna go out and say it there. If there was ever gonna be a chance that I would face Gail Kim, then I would take the chance immediately. But also, there's another active former TNA roster member who's out there in the indies who I've had my eyes on, and that would be Amazing Red. So,
Wow.
internet, you will with that information.
Well, yeah, that is incredible. That would actually be really incredible, actually, as we're thinking about that match. But more to this weekend. Obviously, Bound for Glory is the massive weekend for TNA. We've reeled off some of the big matches. Obviously, Nick Nemeth, Joe Hendry in the main event. So it just feels like week in, week out at the minute, not even just Bound for Glory, that TNA has just been on this roll. I've watched some of these matches on Impact, like on free TV, as I like to call it, and they just blow me away. And it just seems as if TNA are constantly setting new bars of some of the best wrestling I've ever seen this year, for example.
I really think that not only do we set the bar, but we all watch each other's work. And we really push each other across all of the divisions to, like I said, bring the best out of ourselves because we in the knockouts, we sit there and we watch people like Nick Nemeth put on amazing matches. And me personally, I only feel fueled by seeing things like that. And I only want to level myself up to raise myself up to those standards and elevate them as well. So I really think that everyone in TNA only elevates each other, especially recently.
Yeah, definitely. So, as I said, I think the last 18 months, 2 years, they've been doing that. You mentioned about on the indies and who you want to face. What about if you took that Knockouts Championship over to NXT like Jordan did? Anyone there that you've got your eyes on that you'd like to get in the ring and mix it up with?
Well, earlier this year, I actually got to compete against Shayna Baszler
Mhm.
during WrestleMania week in a Bloodsport
Yeah.
match. So I think that there's unfinished business there, and there's a lot that can be done if that was to be something that we could run back on NXT, perhaps.
I think we need to run it back. I
I
definitely
certainly
do.
think so too.
I definitely think we need to run it back. But Bound for Glory obviously is TNA's biggest show. It has been for a while. Are you the only person that is going to walk out with gold this coming Saturday, or is it maybe a time of a Miss Certain Joe Hendry to finally get the gold that he's been craving for so long?
Man, that is going to be such an interesting matchup,
Yeah.
because Nick Nemeth is a talented and really strong performer and wrestler. And Joe Hendry has been on such a tear, both in the ring and on the internet, in the music studio, apparently. So I'm really interested to see how that match is going to go down. I am completely in the middle, 50-50. I have no idea who's going to take it there, but I, along with everyone else, am extremely excited to see what happens.
Yeah, I can't wait for that one. And obviously, Full Metal Mayhem is literally going to be crazy with Matt and Jeff kind of at home in that type of match. They've kind of made that their own, but the two opponents that they're facing, some of them very well as obviously being, as I said, kind of part of the system recently. And obviously, Bullet Club ABC. There's just so many matches on this card that when you look at it, and I was just obviously looking at it today, and I'm thinking like, there's main event. You look at it, go, that's main event, that's main event, that's main event. That's just accustomed to A, the talent, and but B, the amazing matches that you guys have put on recently and the chemistry that you've all got in the ring. You look at that card and you just think, I don't like any match that could main event for Bound for Glory.
I mean, I think Ben for Glory is just a pay-per-view of straight main events. Like
Yeah.
any single one of them, shuffle the card how you want. It's gonna be unreal night.
Yeah, it's going to be an unreal night this coming Saturday. But before we get to that, we do have a TNA Impact show lined up this weekend. Of course, this coming Thursday on AXS TV or the TNA Plus app, like I watch it. And you've got a contract signing, or shall we say a dual contract signing. Contract signings in wrestling don't never seem to go to plan without something going on, a table being broken, chairs being thrown all over the place. Um, is there going to be any physicality between you and Jordan, or are you going to wait until Saturday before you get your hands on one another?
First of all, the contract signing is going to be even more unusual than normal because it is a dual contract signing.
Yeah.
So, I really think that we ought to get together and start a little prayer circle for that damn table because, like you said, the table never gets away unscathed in a contract signing. There's four people in the ring. There's two matches having their contract signed. So, prayer circle for the table.
Prayer circle for and prayer circle for whoever goes through it, because doing that right before a
Always
pay-per-view.
somebody who's gonna go through, right? I've never seen in wrestling someone just shake hands and walk away.
I would be very surprised if someone doesn't go for it. So maybe put Raywold or Hanifan for it, just for kicks. I don't know. Maybe just do that instead. Don't
We're
want to
just
put
gonna have to
ideas.
tune in on Thursday and find out, aren't we all?
We are going to have to tune in on Thursday and find out for sure. We certainly will be. We can't wait for that. Just coming up on Impact as well this week, just before we start wrapping up, I have to run off the few list of what's going on. We do have some more NXT involvement this Thursday. Wendy Chu will be going against Jodie Fret. We are going to see the makeover or the VIP makeover launch party Forever Reckless and Ash by Elegance. Has Ash asked you if you would like a makeover, Masha, or is she keeping her distance right now?
I think me and Ash shop in two separate parts of the closet. So, maybe she'll come to my side and
There's two matches that I'm very much looking forward to, but the first one, Josh Alexander, Jonathan Gresham. We're talking about matches that could be on Bound for Glory. Right there, Alexander and Gresham is just two. Alexander, probably one of the most pound for pound best on the business. Gresham, sorry, one of the best technical wrestlers we've got. Not even that TNA have got, that is just out there. That on its own, that we've mentioned, could literally hit that Bound for Glory card, Masher, quite comfortably.
certainly, I think that be it Bound for Glory or a regular TNA show, there's always matches that are top quality. Alexander versus Jonathan Gresham, which is definitely going to be a barn burner. We've always got PCO doing something insane. We've always got some awesome X Division action, so it's always a jam-packed time, no matter when you watch.
Yeah, and if you haven't already seen it, Leon Slater against Mike Bailey from last week. Just honestly, go and watch that. But we have one more match, and there's a match where the Hardys and Bullet Club ABC will need to coexist because they're going against the system this week on TNA that I'm very much. That you've got for Jordynne Grace for us on this particular show before you lead into Bound for Glory?
My words are that we are I
Yeah.
believe, 5 days out from the
Yeah.
pay-per-view.
Mhm.
And that means that Jordan's got 5 days to put the pedal to the metal, just like I'm doing, and bring her best self to Detroit, just like I will.
Indeed, guys, we're going to leave it there. Good luck, Masha, this coming weekend. We'll look forward to see. And if you are successful, you believe that you will be. I'm sure Jordan believes that she will be as well. We'll look forward to seeing that. As I said, guys, just download the at least until the end of January. You better watch whatever you want on the TNA Plus app, or you can do it monthly. Like I said before, make sure you do that. Make sure you watch TNA Impact this week on AXS TV over in America. You can stream it on DAZN as well. Now, AYOZAT TV in the UK has come off of Sky. It is going on to Freeview. I'm not sure when it is yet, but when it does, it opens up the world to all of you people who haven't got Sky. So you'll be able to watch great action on TNA if you haven't got that TNA Plus app. But Masha, we look forward to seeing you at the weekend. Good luck in your match. And everyone, good luck if you're watching Bound for Glory. It's going to be a great show. Good luck to all the guys at TNA. And this has been the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast. She has been the soon-to-be Knockouts champion, Masha Slamovich. And until next time, everybody, buckle down, stay safe, and goodbye.